This is probably something that's in a lot of Battlefield players' minds right now. Is Battlefield 6 Battlefield's last chance? I know I certainly think about it from time to time. Either later this year or the beginning of next year we'll have our hands on the new Battlefield game. And honestly, it has to deliver an experience the hardcore fans and the casual Battlefield players both enjoy. Or I feel like Battlefield as a franchise may end up in serious trouble. The Battlefield game that brought me into the franchise was Battlefield 1, and although not everyone in the community liked Battlefield 1, in my opinion none since then have even come close to it. Battlefield 1 was far from a perfect game, but it had character, atmosphere, the visuals were insane for the time, and the general gameplay loop was absolutely incredible. It was so addicting. But since then we've had Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042. And albeit I do like Battlefield 5, there are a number of things in the game which frustrate me, the main ones being visibility, the maps, random recoil. In 2042, well, we all know how that went down. The main problems for me in 2042 though is hit rage and, again, maps, and a serious lack of atmosphere. So with the next Battlefield, I feel like if it doesn't get all the fundamental core gameplay elements spot on, and we have a good launch, we might be in trouble. Battlefield as a whole right now is struggling to retain players. I think the most popular game as I'm recording this video is Battlefield 1 with around 9,000 players active on the game, and I feel like that speaks volumes in itself. Battlefield 5 isn't that far behind though, that's sitting with 8,000, but if you look how poorly received 2042 is, it's actually sitting at around 3,000 players, which is really low for a Battlefield game. Battlefield 6 or whatever the next game is titled has to get it right. The first impression of the game is going to be incredibly important, so for them to avoid a buggy mess at a launch is almost paramount. Because if they don't, and it does launch in a mess, then that might be enough for a large amount of players to just leave Battlefield and never come back, which none of us want. The big difference though this time is Battlefield Labs, and I'm pretty sure if you watch or pay attention to any Battlefield news or watch any Battlefield YouTube videos, you will have heard of this. I mean, they've been using it for community feedback and to sort of stress test the servers and then potentially make changes to the game depending on what the feedback that they get from players is through their experiences on it. I mean, there's been plenty of leaks on Reddit and stuff which you can go see for yourself, and from what I've personally seen it does give me hope for the game. But again, it's not too long ago that we all had hope for 2042, so we do need to remind ourselves about that and not get too excited until we see the finished product, or at least see what it looks like in the beta, because I imagine there won't be too much changes from the beta to what we actually get on release. But from what I've seen, the game does look like it has atmosphere, and there is definitely something to build off of. It looks like it has a bit of character. The maps I've seen don't look terrible either. I think the two main things that I have seen on Reddit though are the weapons being available for all classes. Now at first glance I did think this was going to be very similar to the way 2042 is, but having looked into it a bit, like each class does have a signature weapon and you do receive traits for using the signature weapon. So if like you were an assault and you use whatever the assault weapons are, for example, if it's ARs for example, you'll receive some sort of buff when doing that, whereas you can use a sniper but you won't gain any of the traits for doing so. So it is a different take from what 2042 has done, which is a good thing, because basically anyone could use anything. 2042 with no real pro work onto it, maybe other than like carrying extra ammo. I think if you went assault and you had an AR, I think you got extra ammo. I might be wrong on that, I'm not sure, but it remains to be seen though how it will actually play out when we're playing in game with it. The hit rate also does appear to be better, although I have seen some complaints after the recent playtest of like full mags not registering, but in the recent playtest I think they were stress testing everything, so I expect that it's the fact that it's in alpha and they were stress testing the servers, so things like that are probably to be expected. I guess we'll find out more about that sort of thing when it comes to the beta, but to just be frank about it all, I mean, all I'm really after from the next Battlefield is a good core Battlefield experience, which I feel like we haven't had for a number of years now. I really enjoy playing Battlefield, but when the core of the game sometimes just doesn't work and you're having to deal with problems that just shouldn't exist, it just gets me really frustrated. So I'm more than ready for a Battlefield title which just delivers, not trying to be too innovative away from what made all the fans enjoy the game in the first place. Just a traditional Battlefield game which we can all grind, and maybe some positive changes, but not changes which take the game away from its identity as a Battlefield game. So as long as they don't implement changes that are drastic and that nobody wanted or asked for. But if EA and DICE do miss the mark with the next game, I really don't know if I can see a way back for them, because this would be the third title in a row which hasn't hit the heights expected from them. I don't think it's good enough for them to just aim to make a game that is only better than 2042 either, because we all know how low that bar is. They need to hit the ground running, give the fans what they deserve for sticking through this rough 7 or 8 year period playing the previous titles which we've been playing in that time. So is this Battlefield's last chance? I mean, I certainly think so. If the title fails to deliver a good core Battlefield experience with all the fundamentals done properly, correctly, I don't think Battlefield will ever be the same, that's for sure. And it could end up just being a memory. A game that faded away due to poor game development and design decisions. I mean, could they come back from another failure? I really don't think so. So I really hope that they don't fumble the next game, because if they do, I think people will just move on and they'll just forget about it. And DICE probably won't get another chance through EA either. But let's just hope it doesn't go that way. So at the end of the day, all I really want to see is Battlefield succeed. And I think that's all the fans want. And I really hope that next game does that and brings Battlefield back to the top of the FPS gaming space. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you very much for your time. If you could do me a massive favour by liking the video, hitting the subscribe button, and dropping a comment on what you think about Battlefield right now, and if it has a future if the next title fails, it would massively help with the algorithm. And also, I do stream on Twitch most days. My Twitch will be in the description. If you want to give me a follow over there, I'd appreciate it, and maybe I'll catch you in the stream sometime. Anyway guys, I'm out of time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Catch you after.